What we have here are three crossovers that punch well above their weight when it comes to style. This is the recently rebranded Citroen C3X. This is the updated Nissan Magnite, and that is Toyota's Maruti Front's cousin, the Taisor. Our mission today is to find the best turbo-petrol automatic crossover under Rs 12 lakhs. In case you're wondering where the Maruti Fronx is, it is being represented by the Taisor, its badge engineered cousin, so all the comments for the Taisor are valid for the Fronx too. Now interestingly, going purely by the numbers, it is the Toyota Taisor that is the longest and the widest car here, whereas the Citroen C3X is the tallest and it also has the longest wheelbase. But when it comes to design, the Nissan Magnite's narrow and tall body gives it the most SUV-esque appearance. Personally, I think all three are handsome looking and have distinct identities. What do you think of their design and which one is your pick? Let us know in the comments down below. Unlike the Basalt X and Aircross X, the C3X's dashboard layout is simply carried forward from the outgoing version. What's new this time around is this premium leatherette padding on the dashboard as well as a proper climate control console. The monotone theme just makes the interior look a bit plain. I think the two-tone design from the outgoing Aircross would have really added some much needed flair. Citroen offers a new surround view camera as an optional extra. However, the execution leaves a lot to be desired. Besides the fact that the front camera sticks out like a sore thumb on the front grille, the camera quality and the resolution is simply quite poor. Now this is an option you might want to consider skipping. The Citroen seats are comfortable, although if I'm being honest, the driver's seat is a bit raised even in its lowest setting. At the back, things are a bit better with respectable shoulder room to seat 3 abreast. Although fixed headrests, missing rear air vents and a high tunnel are some of its shortcomings. Boot space is respectable and it gives you the option to fold down the entire rear seat. Nissan has spruced up the Magnite's interior with its recent update. There's a generous use of leatherette on the dashboard, on the doors, on the seats, which really enhance its appeal. Yes, the touch and feel has certainly improved, and the new frameless mirror is a classy touch and easily one of the most premium elements inside this cabin. The seats are a bit flat and the cushioning is a touch firm. At the rear, the Magnite feels the most spacious and feels comfortable to seat 3 adults. And the good thing is, it is the only car here with an armrest. It has the largest boot of the three, and like the Taisor, it also gives you the option to fold the rear seat in a 60-40 ratio. The Taisor has the most car-like driving position of the three cars with its low seating and raised dashboard. Now if you're someone who prefers the SUV-like driving position with a high seating, low window line and good visibility all round, the Magnite and the C3X do a slightly better job. I really love the Taisor seats. They are well sculpted and they are very supportive. What I have my reservations about though is the fact that the seat cushioning is on the softer side and as a result it could induce some body ache on longer drives. And while it has the flattest floor at the rear for the middle passenger's feet, shoulder room is relatively tighter. On paper, the Taisor has the smallest boot, if only by a few liters. Still, usable space is very similar to the other two cars. All three cars are similarly equipped. The Taisor's standout features are a head-up display and paddle shifters. The Magnite is the only one to get a rear armrest. Now that you're familiar with their interior and features, it is time to compare their drive experience. Let's start with the Citroen first. The The Citroen's turbo petrol is the largest in this company, displacing 1.2 liters where the others are 1 liter units. It is also the most powerful of the bunch, producing 110 horsepower and a whopping 205 Newton meters of torque. This engine feels responsive and powerful right from the get-go with a really aggressive throttle mapping. Need to make a quick overtake? A gentle dab on the accelerator pedal and you simply sail past slow-moving traffic. The way this car pulls is really entertaining and it can get quite addictive. Having the most power and torque, you'd expect the C3X to be the quickest accelerating car in this company. What's surprising is that 0 to 100 km/h times of all the three cars are within milliseconds of each other. But yes, the Citroen's stronger mid-range gives it an edge in the 40 to 100 km/h sprint, making it noticeably quicker than the others. But it is the same aggressive throttle mapping that results in higher fuel consumption. In our tests, the Citroen C3X was the least fuel efficient of the bunch, and that is despite having an automatic engine stop-start function. The 6-speed ICE and torque converter isn't the smoothest transmission around, and at low speeds, it does tend to get a bit jerky. Like other Citroens, the C3X's ride comfort is simply outstanding. The suspension soaks up all kinds of road shocks very nicely, and it keeps the passengers comfortable at all times. What's nice is that the C3X takes curves in a confident manner and its handling feels predictable at all times. An area where the Magnite truly shines is when it comes to the turbo CVT combination's smoothness. Now, the engine and automatic transmission complement each other really well, resulting in a step-free, seamless drive experience. The Magnite also really surprised us with its performance. Besides being quick to accelerate from 0 to 100 km/h, it also delivered respectable fuel efficiency. The Magnite Turbo CVT returned a respectable 9.5 km/L in the city and 15.22 km on the highway. But when you drive the three cars back to back, the Magnite's weak cabin insulation becomes quite evident. Road and tire noise filter in more prominently than in the other two cars. The Magnite steering is light and the car feels very easy to drive overall. Its suspension setup is relatively firmer than the others, but its ride and handling balance is still neutral. It is just that the Magnite doesn't feel as robust as the other two, particularly while dealing with bad and broken roads. But while the Taisor's turbo petrol is the least powerful on paper, when it comes to drivability and smoothness, it comes very close to the Nissan Magnite. And the good news is that the Taisor's 1 liter turbo petrol is easily the most refined of the bunch, with engine sounds and vibrations kept at bay. Additionally, this is the most efficient car in this comparison by far. Despite both the C3X and Taisor having an auto engine stop-start feature, the Taisor returned 10.17 kpl while the Citroen barely managed 8.5. On the highway though, the Magnite and Taisor both returned a little over 15 km/L while the Citroen only managed about 13 kpl. The Taisor drives with a sense of confidence too and rides in a composed manner. Before moving to the verdict, it is important that we look at their prices. The Citroen C3X Turbo AT is available in a single variant priced at 9.05 lakh. The Magnite is available in multiple variants priced between Rs 9.14 lakh and 10.75 lakh. The Toyota Taisor starting price is even higher than the top spec Nissan Magnite, and its top spec is a whopping 3 lakh higher than a C3X, which simply goes to show what a fantastic value proposition the Citroen is. And now, time for the verdict. The Citroen C3X's aggressive pricing makes it the value pick of the range. For pure performance and its superb ride comfort, the C3X is the one to go for. provided you have a Citroen touchpoint nearby. The Nissan Magnite delivers the smoothest engine gearbox combination out here. It is well equipped, it is spacious, and it is a reasonably practical car. Well, in a way, the Magnite is like a jack of all trades. The thing is that it just doesn't feel robust, nor does it exude desirability that you'd expect from your brand new crossover. And now coming to the Toyota Taisor. Yes, it is the most expensive of the bunch, but it also feels the most grown up. When it comes to refinement, fuel efficiency, and overall smoothness, the Taisor does everything beautifully. So yes, if you can stretch your budget a little bit, the Taisor feels like the most premium and the most well-rounded car in this company.